The sky turned red before anyone knew what was happening. Started as a small light, like a falling star. But then there were more, hundreds of them. People pointed up, took pictures, laughed. They didn't know it was the beginning of the end. Raymond was sitting on his porch in a small town in Texas. He looked at the sky and felt something strange. He had seen war. He had been a soldier. And this didn't feel like beauty, it felt like danger. In just 1 hour, every screen on Earth turned black. TVs, phones, computers, even car systems. A deep, humming sound filled the air. It wasn't loud, but it was inside people's heads. Birds flew in circles. Dogs barked and cried. Something unnatural had arrived. Then the message came. It wasn't spoken. It wasn't written. It just appeared. In everyone's mind, you are not alone. You are never alone. Surrender and live. Fight and be erased. People screamed. Some fainted. Others froze, unable to move.
Ow.
No one had ever felt a voice like that before. Cold, calm, and not human. The clouds, giant ships, slowly came down. Dark, smooth, and without sound. They covered the skies above the world's biggest cities: New York, London, Tokyo, Delhi, Cairo, and more. They were not shaped like anything we knew. No wings, no engines. They floated like ghosts. The governments tried to speak, but their systems were dead. Armies were ready. Tanks, jets, missiles. But no orders came. It was like someone had pressed pause on the planet. Raymond grabbed his old gear from the shed, his army bag, oats, and a knife. No guns yet. He needed to move fast. His neighbor, Mrs. Duffy, was crying on her lawn. Raymond helped her inside, gave her food, and told her to stay away from windows. Her TV was dead too. Even the old radio didn't work outside the world. It was quiet, too quiet. Raymond knew one thing. This wasn't a friendly visit. 3 days passed. The alien ships just hovered. No attacks, no contact, just silence, and the humming sound in people's heads. People were scared. Some tried to run. Some tried to shoot at the sky. It didn't matter. Nothing reached the ships in a small town. In India, a girl named Maya sat alone. She was only 13, but felt something strange, like the voice in her head was trying to talk to her more. She could feel it. Maybe she could answer it. But she stayed silent. She didn't tell her parents. Not yet. In New York, panic had begun. Stores were looted. Police disappeared. People waited for help, but help never came. Raymond drove toward an old military base in Arizona. It had been closed for years. But maybe, just maybe, something still worked there. Along the road he met others, a young nurse, an old mechanic, a teacher with a backpack full of books. Normal people, scared people, but Raymond saw something in their eyes. Not fear, not fully. Something else. Spark. He stopped the car, got out, stood on the hood. "I don't know what they want," he said. "But I do know this. We don't kneel. It's not two monsters in the sky. We fight, even if it's the last thing we do." The others nodded. No one smiled, but they followed him. Back in space, deep inside the largest alien ship. The commanders watched Earth. One of them, named Zeltaron, looked worried. "They are not responding as expected," he said. "They are primitive," another replied. "They will kneel." But Zeltaron knew better. He had studied many worlds. Earth was different. The humans were too. Unpredictable. Back on Earth, the humming grew louder. People started to fall sick. Some bled from the nose. The aliens were testing something. Maybe control. Maybe fear. But something strange happened. Maya, the girl in India, stood up and whispered, "Stop." And the humming stopped for just 2 seconds. Only 2 seconds. But far away, inside the alien ship, alarms rang. Someone had pushed back. Someone had rejected the command. Zeltaron froze. This cannot be. He whispered. Raymond and his small group reached the old base. It was dusty, broken. But deep underground, they found a working room, an old cold war bunker. Inside, there were maps, food, and one old radio that still worked. He picked up the mic. If anyone can hear me, this is Raymond Chase, former soldier, United States Army. We are alive. We are building a resistance. If you can fight, join us. If you can hide, do it smart. And if you can hear the voice, don't listen. We are not slaves. The sky was still red. The ships still hovered. Something had changed. The aliens had come to conquer Earth. But now, Earth was getting ready to fight back. The night was cold and quiet. Too quiet. People around the world had stopped going outside. The streets were empty. Schools were closed. No internet, no TV, no news. Only silence. In fear, but then it began again. That strange humming sound returned, not from speakers, not from the sky, but from inside people's minds. A deep voice, not human, not loud, but sharp like a knife inside the brain. You are lost. We bring order. You must obey. Millions of people screamed. Some fell to the ground. Others held their heads, crying in pain.
Hospitals were full.
But doctors couldn't help. Medicine did nothing. The voice was inside their heads, and it was winning, but not for everyone. In a small village in India, Maya sat on her bed, holding her ears. She was scared. The voice came again, trying to take over her mind. You are nothing. You belong to us now. But then Maya did something no one else could. She replied not with her mouth, but inside her thoughts. No, and the voice stopped. Just, for her, in space, inside the mothership, Commander Zelteron stared at a glowing screen. It showed a map of Earth. One small red dot was blinking in India. She resisted, he said. Impossible, replied another alien. The humans are weak. But Zelteron wasn't so sure anymore. He ordered the voice signal to be increased. More power, more control. Back on Earth, Raymond and his small team had turned the old military base into a command center. They had food, water, weapons, and now even a working radio signal. Every night they sent out a message. This is Raymond Chase. Earth is not yours. We will fight. Sometimes they got replies, weak, broken voices from other survivors. A firefighter in Brazil, a soldier in Ukraine, a nurse in Kenya. People were scared, but not alone. Then one day a strange signal came through the radio. It wasn't human. It wasn't alien either. Raymond played it again and again. It was a whisper, soft, broken. The voice, it fears her. Raymond stared at the team. Who's her? In India, Maya began to change. She didn't sleep much. She stopped eating normal food. Her skin felt warmer, her eyes brighter. Her parents were worried. But Maya kept hearing the voice, and now she was learning to control it. She stood in the field behind her house, closed her eyes, and whispered, I see you. Far above, on the alien ship, alarms went off. Zelteron stepped back. She can see us, he said. She has the mark. In a secret alien lab inside the ship, scientists studied old records. They found something strange. A long time ago, before their empire rose, there had been another species, powerful, ancient, and dangerous. The humans were not new. They were forgotten. Could she be one of them? The alien scientist asked. Zelteron nodded slowly. A seed left behind. Hidden in their blood, Raymond knew he had to find the girl. Whoever she was important. He sent a message. To all survivors, find the girl who hears the voice. We need her. She may be the key. It took days, but someone finally answered. A radio tech from India. He had heard about a girl who never got sick, never screamed, and who could shut off the voice. Raymond made a plan. He would fly to India, no matter the risk. It was time to meet Maya. Meanwhile, Maya had her first vision. She saw stars, battles, great ships falling from the sky. She saw a tall woman with glowing eyes standing in fire. That woman looked like her. Then she saw Earth, not as it is now, but as it once was. Full of towers in the sky, floating cities, and machines powered by thought. And she saw the aliens, small, afraid, bowing down. Maya woke up sweating. I've been here before. she whispered. Long ago, the voice came again. Not ready, but this time she smiled. Then make me ready. And the sky above her house turned blue again for the first time in days. The village people watched in silence. Some cried, some prayed. But they all knew one thing now. This girl was not ordinary. Raymond landed in India 2 days later. His plane barely made it. He had to avoid alien drones and radar. But he found the village. And he found Maya. She stood in front of him, calm and strong. You're the soldier, she said. You're the girl, he replied. We have a lot to talk about, Maya said. Raymond nodded. Double quotes, yes. And a world to save. The dark voice in people's heads grew weaker. Some felt free. Some still felt pain. But now, a new voice had risen from the shadows, from the dark, a human voice. And it said, we are not yours. We are not broken. We are human. The sky over New York was black with smoke. One of the alien ships had fired a beam of energy, bright blue, hot like the sun. In seconds, buildings turned to ash. Cars melted. Thousands of lives were lost. People ran, screamed, begged. Aliens gave no warning, no message, just power and still. Earth refused to kneel. Raymond watched the news feed from a drone camera. The images were shaking, blurry, but he saw something incredible. A human soldier was running straight into the fire. His suit burned. His arm was bleeding, but he didn't stop. Then, out of the smoke, the soldier came back, carrying a child in each arm. Raymond clenched his fist. They think we'll break, he said, but we don't. In India, Maya stood on a hill, eyes closed, arms open. The wind moved around her like it was alive. She was practicing. Every day, the voice tried to reach her. Every day, she fought it back. But it wasn't just about defense anymore. Now, she was learning how to send her own thoughts back to the alien ship. Commander Zelteron watched the battle reports. Human cities were burning. Military bases were destroyed. But the resistance was growing too fast. In Brazil, people used old weapons to shoot down a scout ship. In Africa, tribes united and started moving through the forests like ghosts, attacking alien patrols. In China, underground hackers took control of a crashed drone and started using it against the aliens. This should not be happening, Alteran said. The other aliens didn't understand. Humans were supposed to be simple, but they fought harder. The more they lost, Commander, one alien said. They don't fear death. Zeltoron nodded slowly. Yes, that's what makes them dangerous. Raymond and Maya had moved to a new safe house, deep in the Himalayas. Cold, quiet, hidden from alien sensors. Here they trained. Maya sat for hours, eyes closed, focusing. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she screamed. But she kept going. Raymond helped her stay strong. You don't have to do this alone, he told her. I'm not alone, she answered. I have you. I have all of them. She pointed to a wall full of pictures of survivors around the world. Some were soldiers. Some were farmers. Some were just kids, but they were all still fighting. One night, Maya had a dream. She saw Earth from space, glowing like a blue flame. Then she saw a giant hand reaching toward it, a dark hand made of stars and shadows. But before it could touch Earth, a bright light appeared, a blade of fire. The hand pulled back. She woke up gasping. They're not just afraid of us, she whispered. They're afraid of what we used to be. Raymond and Maya decided it was time to strike back. They picked a small alien base in the desert of Nevada. It was weakly guarded, perfect for a test mission. With a team of 10 resistance fighters, they moved in at night. They wore heat-blocking suits, carried EMP grenades, had old military weapons. Nothing fancy, but it worked. The attack was fast. The aliens were shocked. They didn't expect humans to fight with such skill or fury. Within 12 minutes, the base was burning, and Maya found something strange. In the center of the base was a black crystal, pulsed with energy. When she touched it, her body froze. Visions came stars, wars, memories not hers. The crystal was old, ancient. Like her, she took it. This doesn't belong to them, she said. It belongs to us, the resistance cheered. It was the first real victory. Raymond sent a message out to the world. We are bleeding. We are hurting, but we are still standing. We don't break. Not now, not ever. Across the world, people heard it. In the dark, they lit candles. In the cold, they stood close. In the silence, they whispered, we are not broken. We are not alone. Inside the alien ship, Zelteron smashed the screen with his clawed hand. Enough, he roared. They were supposed to be easy. The scientist spoke quietly. There's something in their minds. Something old. Something we didn't see. Zelteron turned to them. Then find it. Or destroy them all. But it was too late. The fire had started, and it was spreading. From New York to Nairobi. From Delhi to Denver, humans were rising. The invaders came with power. But they didn't expect love. They didn't expect sacrifice. They didn't expect fire. In the hearts of the broken. Because yes, humans bleed, but they do not break. The cold wind screamed across Antarctica. Snow blew in thick waves. Visibility was almost zero. No animals, no humans, just ice, silence. But deep beneath the surface, something was waking up, and the aliens knew it. Zelteron stood in front of a glowing map. Red dots showed active human resistance. Yellow dots showed captured zones. But one blue light blinked from the South Pole alone. What is this? Zelteron growled. An alien scientist answered. An old signal, not from humans. Not from us. Then who? The scientist hesitated. We don't know, but it's getting stronger. Raymond sat beside a fire in the Himalayas, sharpening his knife. Maya was deep in meditation again. The crystal she took from the Nevada base glowed beside her. Suddenly, her eyes opened. I saw it, she whispered. Something under the ice. Raymond looked up. Where? Antarctica. There's something buried. Not alien, not human, but ancient. Raymond stood slowly. And you think it matters? Maya nodded. Yes. The voice fears it. Within hours, Raymond contacted the remaining pilots. One small aircraft was still flight-ready. Old rusty, but it could fly. They gathered a team. Maya, the psychic. Girl Raymond, the soldier, Dr. Chen. A geologist from China, Eva. A cold-weather pilot from Norway. Kojo, an engineer from Ghana. They called it Team Icefire. Their mission? Find what's under the ice, before the aliens do. The journey was deadly. Alien patrol drones flew over the oceans. One nearly spotted them over the Indian Ocean. They had to fly low, using clouds and storms for cover. Fuel was tight, oxygen even tighter. But they made it after 3 days. The icy land appeared below them, white, empty. Endless. Eva landed the plane near an old research station, long abandoned. It was frozen shut. They forced the door open and lit up the inside. Everything was broken. Except one blinking screen. Maya touched it, and a soft voice played. If you are hearing this, then the war never ended. The voice came from a man, a human, but wearing strange armor. He spoke from the past. We buried it here. He said the seed. A weapon. Key. Something the enemy must never find. Maya's hand shook. Raymond asked, what's the seed? She looked at him. A memory. Power. A piece of what we were before. Team Icefire set out across the snow. On foot, the coordinates from the message led them to a giant wall of ice. It looked normal, but the crystal in Maya's hand started to glow. She placed it against the ice. A pulse shot out, and the wall. Melted behind it was a black metal door. Not alien. Not human. Older. They entered the tunnel. The walls were smooth and dark, covered in glowing lines that moved like water. Strange symbols floated in the air. Dr. Chen took pictures. This place is impossible, he said. Maya walked ahead, her eyes glowing faintly now. I've been here before, she whispered. It's not me, but the one before me. At the end of the tunnel was a chamber silent, huge, round. In the center was a floating object, black, with golden lines pulsing slowly. The seed. Maya stepped forward. She could hear it calling to her. Suddenly alarms blared. Red lights flashed. The aliens had found them. Above the ice, a giant alien ship appeared. It opened fire on the snow, melting the surface. Drones poured out, weapons ready. Zeltaron watched from the command center. Destroy the seed, he ordered, no matter the cost. Inside the chamber, Kojo set traps. Eva prepared the escape. Root, Dr. Chen activated an old defense system built into the walls. Blue energy shields rose just in time. Raymond and Maya stood in front of the seed. I have to touch it, Maya said. You sure? Raymond asked. No, but I have to try. Maya reached out and placed her hand on the seed. The chamber shook. Light burst out. Images flashed across. The minds of everyone in the team. Wars in space. Towers of light. Beings of fire and shadow. Then silence. Maya's eyes glowed gold. She turned to Raymond. I remember now. We were powerful once. Not just humans. Something more. They stole it from us. Raymond nodded. Then let's take it back. Above them, the alien ship fired. A massive beam at the station. But the seed responded. A shield exploded outward, pure light. It hit the ship like a hammer. The alien ship cracked. Then it fell. The entire world felt it. The humming voice stopped for the first time in weeks. People looked at the sky, and they knew something had changed. Team Icefire returned to the base. Wounded, tired, but alive. Maya looked stronger now. The seed was quiet in her backpack, but still glowing. Raymond looked at her and asked, "What happens next?" She smiled slightly. "Now, we teach the aliens fear." In the deserts of Egypt, something was shaking beneath the sand. It started with small tremors. Then giant stones began to move, stones that hadn't shifted in thousands of years. Local survivors ran from the ruins. Some said they saw glowing eyes under the ground. Others heard deep voices like thunder in their bones. The earth was waking up far away. On the edge of the Indian Ocean, Maya stood near the water. The seed was in her hands, pulsing gently like a heartbeat. She felt its energy growing every adjoy. Raymond stood beside her, looking out at the waves. "You've changed," he said quietly. "I've remembered," Maya replied, "and I'm still remembering more." She looked at the seed. We weren't just fighters. We were builders, dreamers, giants. Raymond raised an eyebrow. "Giants," Maya nodded, not in size. "In spirit, in power, in what we knew." Shh. Looked at the sky. It's all still inside us, buried deep. But now, it's waking up. The alien command ship floated above Earth's orbit. Inside, Zeltaron stared at a screen filled with strange symbols. "This is not possible," he hissed. A scientist stepped forward. We translated the seed's pulse signal, sending a message. To something underground. "To what?" Zeltaron asked. The scientist looked nervous. "To ancient human machines, hidden across the planet. Giant machines. Guardians." Zeltaron slammed his fist into the table. "Stop the signal now." But it was too late. In South America, an old mountain cracked open, and a metal hand rose from the earth. In Siberia, a glacier split in two, revealing a tall metal figure half buried, its chest glowing blue. In the Sahara, sand blew away too. Show the shape of a huge helmet, human-shaped, but clearly not modern, across the world. The giants were rising. Maya felt it all at once. Her mind stretched across the planet. She could feel the machines. They were not alive, but not dead. Either they were waiting? "Why now?" Raymond asked. Maya touched the seed because they were made to protect Earth when the time was right. Team Icefire set up a hidden base in the mountains of Nepal. Scientists, soldiers, and survivors came together. They studied the machines rising from the ground. They called them Earth Titans. Each was different. One had wings like a bird. One had legs like a panther. One had a single glowing eye and arms like cannons. They had been built by ancient humans before the fall, before history was erased. Now they were waking up because of Maya, but the aliens weren't done. Zelteron sent a new type of drone to Earth. Black, silent, fast. Their job? Destroy the Earth Titans before they could activate. The first attack came at night. A Titan near the Amazon River was just standing up when the drones arrived. They fired energy beams, cutting into its armor. It roared, not in pain, but in anger. Then it fought back with one giant swing of its arm. The Titan crushed the drone swarm like flies, and for the first time, the aliens saw what fear looked like. In the command ship, panic was spreading. They're too strong, one alien whispered. Zelteron's eyes glowed with rage. They were never supposed to remember, never meant to rise again. But the truth was clear. The humans were no longer just survivors. They were becoming something more. In the Nepal base, Maya stood in front of a screen showing all 7 Titans. Around the world, they need pilots, she said. Raymond frowned. You mean humans control them? Yes, Maya replied. They were built to connect with human minds. 1 Titan for each bloodline, each gift. Raymond asked, And you? She looked serious. I was born for the first one, the oldest, the strongest. The first Titan was buried under the ice in Greenland. Maya, Raymond, and a new team flew there silent. Fast, under radar. They landed near the ancient frozen cliffs. The Titan was already halfway out of the glacier. Its eyes were dark, its armor was cracked. But its heart still glowed, faint but alive. Maya stepped forward. The seed in her hand pulsed. The Titan opened its eyes, and then it knelt. Raymond couldn't believe it. The machine, to 300 feet tall, was bowing to a human girl. But she wasn't just a girl anymore. She was a memory brought to life. She was a commander from the past, born again in the future. She was hope back in space. Zelteron looked at the screen. He saw Maya standing before the first Titan, and for the first time, whispered something his kind hadn't said in thousands of years. Wait, we may lose. In the forests, in cities, in deserts, humans looked up and saw the Titans rising, and they whispered to each other, We were giants once, and we still are. Earth's skies were no longer silent. The clouds burned. The stars blinked like warning lights. And then new ships appeared. Not one, not 10, hundreds. Alien reinforcements had arrived. They came from deep space, from beyond the known stars. Bigger, darker, and far more powerful than the first wave. The alien empire had sent its true army in orbit. Zelteron stood tall. Behind him floated 3 moons, massive command ships, shaped like dark planets. Each moon could destroy a city with one shot. This is the end of Earth's resistance, Zelteron said coldly. Crush their spirit. Burn their skies. But he was wrong. Earth was ready down below, in the frozen lands of Greenland. Maya stood beside the first Titan, the giant machine she had awakened. It was awake now, and it was angry. Other Titans had also risen in Africa, Asia, the Americas. Pilots were ready. Old bloodlines had returned. Humanity wasn't just resisting anymore. It was fighting back. Raymond stood in the mountain base, now full of command screens and radios. Status report. Yes, Kojo answered. From engineering, 7 Titans. Active. 2 still charging. All pilots are linked. Weapons ready. Dr. Chen looked up. They're above us now. 3 massive ships like floating cities. Raymond took a deep breath. This is it. Above Earth. The 3 moons began to glow. Energy beams formed, aimed, charged. Maya's voice came through the comms. We have only one chance. She climbed into the control seat inside the first Titan's chest. Her mind linked with the machine. Her eyes glowed gold. She whispered, Let's show them what Earth remembers. The first moon fired first. A red beam shot toward North America, fast. Burning, deadly. but a Titan moved. The Thunder One, stationed in the Colorado Rockies, raised its massive arms. A glowing shield burst into life. The beam hit the shield and bounced off, striking an empty field. Earth had its own defenses now. Then came the counterattack. Skydash Walker Titan, awakened in the Himalayas, took flight. Wings of blue energy spread wide, soared upward, past the clouds, toward the second. Moon-alien ships moved to intercept. Too late. Skywalker spun. Unleashed a barrage of missiles, ancient, hidden inside its core. The second moon shook. Parts of it cracked. Earth had drawn first blood. In the mountain base, people cheered. But Raymond stayed focused. "We can't win this from the ground alone," he turned to Eva, the cold-weather pilot now running air recon. "Get us visuals." On Maya, she's going after the third moon. Eva zoomed the screen. They saw it, the first Titan, rising slowly into the air. Yes, flying. Maya's heartbeat matched the Titan's. She felt gravity pull, then release. The giant rose, fire pouring. From its back, the sky cracked with thunder. Clouds twisted. Air pressure dropped. Alien ships swarmed. The Titan spun and punched. A cruiser out of the sky like it was paper. Maya didn't speak. She was focused, locked in. One with the machine. The third. Moon started to charge its core. A weapon not used in centuries. A world-killer. Maya narrowed her eyes. No, she pushed her will into the Titan. The first Titan glowed brighter. Gold lines across its arms and chest lit up. The seed pulsed harder than ever. It formed a massive spear of energy in its hand and through it. The spear shot through space. It pierced the third moon like lightning. The weapon core exploded. The moon broke in half. Alien screams echoed through there. Communication lines. Zelteron watched in horror. They remember too much. Back on Earth, Titan after Titan pushed forward. Africa's Stone Rider marched into an alien base and leveled it with one stomp. South America's Fireheart unleashed flame cannons that melted entire drone armies. China's EcoSoul used sonic waves to destroy the mind control signal once and for all. Humanity had become a storm, and the aliens were drowning in it. Raymond watched the feeds in silence. His eyes were wet. He whispered, "They came to conquer us." Kojo finished the sentence, but they ended up bowing to us. Maya floated beside the shattered third moon. Her Titan breathed steam. Energy levels were low. She was tired, but Earth was still standing. And now, the alien Empire received the signal from Earth, from the seed, from the Titans. It said just one thing. We are awake. We are ready. Come and see what humans truly are. The alien empire was burning. One of its mighty moons had been destroyed, another was damaged. Their drones were falling like rain. Their control signals were broken. The Earth Titans were too strong, and humans were no longer afraid. Zelteron, the alien commander, stood alone in his dark chamber. The crown on his head, made of sharp black crystal, was dim now. He stared at the screen. Maya's Titan floated near the broken moon, its gold lines glowing bright like a star. "She should not exist," Zelteron whispered. "She is only human, but deep inside." He knew the truth. She was more than that. She was something ancient, something lost, and now something found again. In the mountains of Nepal, Raymond and Team Icefear were studying data from the seed. Dr. Chen spoke. "First, these machines. These Titans weren't just weapons," Kojo added. "They were part of Earth, grown from it, connected to it." Raymond looked at Maya's readings. "And she can control the first Titan because she is the key," Dr. Chen said. "She carries a memory that was never supposed to survive." Raymond narrowed his eyes. What if she's not the only one? Meanwhile, far across space, in the alien capital city of Valethorn, a quiet voice spoke through the shadows. "Earth has risen." A tall figure in dark armor stepped into the light. His name was Talrin, once a royal advisor to the Empire. but now he was a prisoner. He had warned them long ago. Warned the High Council. Do not touch Earth, he had said. Do not wake the old power. They had laughed. Now they were silent. Talran stared through the energy cage that held him. Fools, he whispered. You thought humans were? Nothing, but they were the first. The builders, firebringers. We were just the shadows that followed. Suddenly, a small drone floated to his cell. It blinked, then spoke. Earth requests contact. The drone played a message, Maya's voice. We don't want to destroy your kind. But we will not bow. Not again. Talran smiled for the first time in years. He whispered to the drone, Tell her. I remember the truth. I am ready to help. Back on Earth, Maya stood on a mountain peak as the sun rose. The seed glowed in her hand suddenly. The light flickered and a new signal came through. It wasn't hostile. It was from Talran. Raymond listened closely. He's an alien. He said, How do we know we can trust him? Maya's eyes glowed faintly. Because he was there, long ago, when they betrayed us. Raymond blinked. You mean he saw the war? Maya nodded. Was one of the few who remembered who. We were before they erased us. Talran's message was short. The crown can be broken. The mind link that controls their empire is inside Zelteron's throne. Destroy the throne and the empire falls into chaos. You cannot lead without it. Kojo grinned. It sounds like a weak spot to me, Dr. Chen added. But the throne is in the last moon, the strongest one. Mayman turned to Maya. Can we do it? Maya's voice was steady. We have no choice. The plan was simple and dangerous. 1. Titan would distract the fleet. 2 would hold the moon's defenses. And 1, the first Titan, would enter the moon itself. And destroy the crown? Maya would lead the strike. But she wouldn't go. Alone, Raymond stepped forward. I'm coming too. But Maya looked at him. Your body can't link to the Titans. I don't need to, Raymond replied. I'll guard you while you do what you have to. She smiled. All right, soldier. The battle began at midnight. Alien ships swarmed Earth's skies, but this time they were met with full resistance. Stone Rider crushed landing units. Skywalker danced through enemy. Cruisers like lightning. Fireheart unleashed flame that turned steel to ash. Earth's Titans were no longer waking up. They were fighting as one. The first Titan flew straight toward the final moon, the one where Zelteron sat on his throne of control. Raymond and Maya entered through a hidden dock under the surface. Old tunnels. Weak security, no one expected a human to reach this deep. Inside the moon, everything was black and silver. Strange blue lights ran across the floor. In the center stood the crown, a floating crystal throne, connected by long wires into the moon's core, and on it sat Zelteron. He stood as they entered. You've brought the past to my door, he said coldly, but it will not save you. Maya stepped forward. Her eyes were bright. You tried to erase us. Failed, Zelteron growled, raised. His hand energy pulsed. Raymond fired. The shot hit the wire's sparks. Flew. The throne flickered. Maya touched the seed, and the moon shook. Power surged through the walls. The control signal broke. Across the galaxy, alien soldiers froze, disconnected from their orders. Ships spun out of formation. The Empire was falling apart. Zelteron screamed, No! Maya raised her hand, and the Titan outside fired its final beam. The moon split open, the crown shattered, and Zelteron fell into silence. The battle was over. But Earth's story was not. The Empire was broken. The stars were watching. And something older, deeper, was still waiting to wake up. The war was over. The skies were calm. The alien ships had stopped firing. The final moon was broken. The crown that once ruled their empire was gone, and Earth still stood, but the world had changed forever. Maya walked through the ruins of the last alien base on Earth. The first Titan stood behind her, silent like a guardian. Wind blew across the desert. Ash and dust danced around her feet. Raymond stood. Beside her, injured but alive. "They're retreating," he said. "Some of them are surrendering. Others are lost." Maya nodded. "The mind link is gone. Without it, they don't know who they are anymore." Raymond looked at the sky. "And what about us?" The mountain base. Dr. Chen looked at the seed. It no longer pulsed wildly. It was calm. She whispered to herself, "It's complete now." Kojo walked in, holding a cracked alien helmet. "We've won. But I don't think this is really the end." Dr. Chen replied, "No, it's the beginning of something else." From across space, old signals began to arrive. Strange ones, friendly, ancient. They came from far-off planets, lost colonies. Old allies' voices calling back to Earth after thousands of years. They all said the same thing. "We heard the seed. You are not forgotten. We are coming home." In the remains of the alien capital, Tall Rand stood at the edge of a crystal tower. Behind him, alien citizens gathered, confused, afraid, free. He raised his hand and spoke. "We were taught that humans were dangerous, that they were monsters from the past. But we were wrong." He looked up. "They are the light we lost." Maya stood on a platform above the sea. The seed floated above her palm, glowing gently. Raymond walked up. "So what now?" "Ow!" She smiled. "We rebuild." Raymond sat beside her. "Do you think we'll ever find out who we really were?" Maya nodded slowly. "Yes." She closed her eyes. The seed glowed brighter, and then she remembered everything. The first humans, the builders of the Titans, the protectors of worlds. They weren't just soldiers. Scientists, dreamers. They had spread across galaxies, brought peace, shared knowledge, until fear had risen from within and beyond. The war had come. The Titans were hidden. The seed was buried, but not forgotten. Maya opened her eyes. "We were never weak." She said softly, "We were human." That meant something. Raymond looked at her. Still does. The first Titan knelt beside the sea. One by one, the other Titans arrived. 7 stood like ancient gods surrounding the earth, the skies filled with light, not from war. From ships coming home, old Earth ships, human. Ships from long-forgotten planets and deep space colonies. They had seen the seed signal. They had followed the call. Humanity was returning. Kojo laughed as the first ship landed. Didn't think. "We had cousins in the stars." Dr. Chen smiled. "Oh, we have family we never knew about." Raymond shook his head in wonder. "We thought we were alone." Maya stepped forward. "Now we know we were the beginning, not the end." Inside one of the arriving ships, a little girl stepped out. Her eyes were wide. She pointed at the Titans. "Are those ours?" Maya knelt beside her and smiled. "They're everyone's." A new council was formed, human, alien, and everything in between. Not to rule, but to listen. The seed was placed in a chamber surrounded by voices, past and present. It would guide, not control. Maya stood before the new world as a bridge between the ancient past and the unknown future. She spoke to all. We were broken, to not beaten. We were forgotten, but we remembered. We were hunted, but we stood. We were human, and now we are more. The stars opened again. Earth wasn't small anymore. It was the heart of something greater. And this time, no one would silence it. Not with fear, not with force. In the dark corners of the galaxy, other empires watched. Some prepared for war, others for peace, but they all whispered the same thing. Earth has risen. Raymond and Maya stood on a balcony looking at the stars. "Where will you go first?" he asked. Maya smiled. "Everywhere." Raymond chuckled. "Then I guess I'm coming with you." The Titans stood ready. The seed glowed quietly, and the message echoed through space. We were human. We still are. And we're just getting started.